Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Kodash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video Urban Apologetics has failed against Hebrew Israelism. This here is currently live. Now I noticed Vocab Malone has 38. I'm almost, it's not 3.8, it's 38,000 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. Let me kind of double check that, because it might be 3.8. Oh, I only got 3.8. 38. Yep, 38,000. 38, almost 40,000 subscribers. Look how many people are listening. A half an hour in, there's a live stream. 21 views. When I first went on this page, it was maybe 24 minutes in. It was like 16 views. Now it's 21 views. Notifications went out. And like my videos, most of the times notifications don't even go out. But so I clicked on it. And guess what he's talking about? Israel. You should have put I don't know, black Hebrew Israelites don't know the Bible. Whatever you should have put Israelite or Israelism or One Wester or GMS or IUIC or Tahar still thinks he's the Apostle Paul. You'd have got more views. Look at that. 30 minutes in, 38,000 subscribers. Nobody's listening to this shit. They saw the title, using presuppositionalism in urban apologetics. So let's listen to a little bit of this. Now he's talking about Hebrew Israelism, the Hebrew Israelites.
Interesting. So let's jump in terms of presuppositional application. So we don't have to define presuppositional apologetics in detail, although if you want to do very briefly, just for folks who might just be listening in for the first time, why don't you briefly define presuppositionalism, since most of my audience is what it is, and what is the framework, the mental framework with which you engage BHI proponents, and what does that look like in terms of intentionally applying?
You mentioned BHI. Everything is about BHI, the so-called black Hebrew Israelites. Let's come back a little bit.
Why don't you briefly define presuppositionalism, since most of my audience is going to know what it is, and
not something that scholars are really wrestling most of their claims or ideas.
Interesting. So let's jump in terms of presuppositional application. So we don't have to define presuppositional apologetics in detail, although if
Westers have said King James resembled, specifically Mayor David Dinkins and Billy D. Williams. Nobody takes that serious. We have contemporaneous, serious. It's very, very rare that they make points that stand on their own area. So some of their stuff is taken serious by scholars who are interested in studying about Hebrew Israelism itself, meaning, okay, what do these guys believe? But as far as people taking a lot of what they say serious, it's very, very rare that they make points that stand on their own, that you could say, okay, we have a legitimate debate about this going on. For example, the One Westers, the guys out on the corner, most of them claim that King James is black. Nobody takes that serious. We have contemporaneous paintings that he commissioned during his lifetime, and they do not portray anyone who looks anywhere near David Dinkins or.
So he's standing on the, King James being a so-called white man. He can't be a black man. Black people didn't rule it back then.
Billy D. Williams. Why did I mention those two guys? Because those are two guys in the past that One Westers have said King James resembled, specifically Mayor David Dinkins and Billy D. Williams.
Billy, you mean like Captain Calrissian?
Yeah, Lando. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not. In fact, in my book, I think I have a section entitled "The Lando Calrissian Translation of the Bible,"
Oh man.
in reference to, anyways. So no. Now if they're listening to this, they'll say that's not true. Sometimes we quote books by Harvard and Jewish scholars who agree with us. Sure, that's true. But when they quote them, but when you look at the quote, they're almost always getting it wrong. Guerrilla Hebrew, someone whose intellect I respect, and his debate with Michael Brown was a perfect example of that. He quoted Henry Abramson. Michael Brown, after the debate, called Henry Abramson, emailed him, and said, "Hey, did you mean this, and that?" He said, "No, that's not what I meant at all." The scholar. So there's examples like that where they're constantly quoting stuff, not understanding it, getting it wrong, misrepresenting it, stuff like that, not taking the full picture into play. So It's not something that scholars are really wrestling most of their claims or ideas.
Interesting. So let's jump in terms of presuppositional application. So we don't have to define presuppositional apologetics in detail, although if you want to do very briefly, just for folks who might just be listening in for the first time, why don't you briefly define presuppositionalism, since most of my audience is going to know what it is, and what is the framework, the mental framework with which you engage BHI proponents, and what does that look like in terms of intentionally applying a presuppositional method to this group? Because as you know, Vocab, one of the big criticisms, and this criticism has been made by Dr. Richard Howe, who's been a critic of the presuppositional approach. He says that presuppositionalists tend to use their method against atheists, but what happens when you have other faiths that even, hold to some degree, like the Bible? So they have kind of an authoritative foundation. We have an authoritative foundation. Some people might suggest at that point we're evidentialists. I had
come on, man. He's using these $10, $50 words here. Look at this. 25 views, 34 minutes in, nothing. Look at this. No scriptures, nothing. It says, buy Vocab a Christmas gift. Does he believe in Christmas? Does he believe that the Messiah was born on December 25th? Look at this. It's some weak-ass shit. You should have said something spicy. Mention somebody in one Wester beat what he calls the Edomite to death, and we're going to talk about it. You'll get a whole lot of views. You ain't getting shit. Look at this. Look at this. You got almost 40,000 followers, 40,000 subscribers. Look at this. 35, almost 40 minutes in, 25 views. Ain't nobody going to listen to this, man. Ain't nobody going to follow you.
J. Warner Wallace on a while back, where we talked about this. He said presuppositionalism is a good tool, but once you have someone else with an authoritative book, now everyone's an.
And see, when you listen to this guy, he graduated. Maybe he's a professor. He's a student of some theological seminary, which I call a cemetery. This is why Vocab doesn't understand reincarnation, the concept of reincarnation, which we've proven in the past. What else? He doesn't believe that we're the Israelites, when there's all kind of evidence proving that people of color are Israelites. We also proved that these people over there in Israel today, my question is, what prophecy did they fulfill? They didn't fulfill Micah 4:2. They didn't fulfill Isaiah 2:2. They didn't fulfill Ezekiel 37, especially the last couple of verses where it speaks about the Lord bringing us back and setting up David to the kingdom. And nobody brought you people from Europe. The Lord came, the Messiah came and brought you back to Israel. You're not the people. And the whole world's waking up to that fact. 27. Almost 40 minutes in, 27 views. And to remind you, this guy has almost 40,000 40,000 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. Not one scripture. It's a real joke. Next time you do a video of vocab, make it spicy. Lie. You lie anyway. You live in a lie. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.